What is going on, guys? Is Bruin Steel here, and welcome back to another WWE broadcast. I'm your host, Bruin Steel, and I am once joined by Canadian Yorker. How's it going?
It's going pretty well today. How about you?
Good, good. Can't wait to talk about this WWE Monday Night Raw. Yes, we are recapping the Monday Night Raw that took place January 22nd, 2024, and it took place in the Smoothie King Center, New Orleans, Louisiana, and wow, it's the final Raw before Royal Rumble, which is taking place Saturday, by the way. So be sure to check that out. So we had a lot of stuff going on this show. Like I said, Royal Rumble is just around the corner. It's this Saturday. So can't wait for that to see who gets to main event WrestleMania and challenge either Seth or Roman. Or challenge Rhea Ripley or IYO Sky. So the winner will decide who they want to challenge at WrestleMania. So this is the Raw before Royal Rumble. So just want to let you guys know that I am skipping the Friday Night SmackDown broadcast this week because I will be out of town. So, and in terms of the Royal Rumble and the Monday Night Raw that's taking place next week, I might be able to sneak it in once I get back from vacation. So we'll see what happens. Um, so let's get to it. So starting off with the show, we heard from the World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins. Obviously, we know that Seth Rollins he tore his MCL, so he's gonna be out for a bit. And people are like, "Oh, is Damien Priest gonna cash in?" He has to. Like maybe it's the night Damien Priest finally cash in on Seth, or maybe Seth have to give up on the title, giving it to someone else, or maybe he's just gonna hold on to it, take a break, pull Roman. But obviously, Seth came out saying that he teared his MCL against Jinder Mahal last week, and you can see his cast, and people thought that it's the end of Seth Rollins. Started chanting "Thank you" chants in the crowd, and basically he gets interrupted by Gunther, and we haven't seen Gunther and Seth Rollins interact in so long, and I'm like, oh boy, this is what I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for Seth Rollins and Gunther to have a promo together, and this is it. And Seth Rollins said that Gunther was probably gonna jump him, but Gunther said that, oh, it looks like we've been avoiding each other for a really long time. Obviously, yeah. Gunther said that he declared himself in the Royal Rumble. He said that Seth Rollins is a respectable champion who goes out and defends the title every time, just like he does, and it's like champion to champion. He said that he's gonna win the Royal Rumble and then challenge Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. Like that sounds great. I love to see Gunther versus Seth Rollins. That's a dream match that I would like to see between Gunther and Seth. But the question is, if Gunther does win the Royal Rumble, which I actually don't think is gonna happen, but imagine if it does. Oh my God, he's gonna have the Intercontinental title, and if he's strong enough to beat Seth, he can win the World Heavyweight Championship. Imagine Gunther holding two titles, the World Heavyweight Championship and the Intercontinental title. That's just gonna be crazy. But obviously, I don't think that's gonna happen. It's gonna be a shocker if that happens, but I don't think it's gonna happen. But we're due for a Seth Rollins and Gunther feud in the future. So obviously, Gunther looks like he has the much needed respect towards Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins says he doesn't give a damn what the doctor said. He said that he's going to fight. He's going to have the title going into WrestleMania, and he's going to fight his ass off, trying still to be World Heavyweight Championship at Rhodes. He's going to fight and try to still be the World Heavyweight Champion after WrestleMania. But we have to see. Maybe Seth is definitely skipping the Royal Rumble, and it said that Seth is going to skip some shows, some live events. People say that he's just going to skip Elimination Chamber as well and just not show up until WrestleMania. I don't know yet, but we have to see if Seth actually does Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania. But goosebumps between Gunther and Seth Rollins. I've been waiting for them to actually like come across to each other. Like, damn, these two guys are running the company hard. When are they gonna make a promo together? And once Gunther music hits, I'm like, yes, finally, I've been waiting for this. But what are your thoughts on the Gunther and Seth Rollins promo?
But promo, I mean, that's pretty exciting to see. Um, I don't think we didn't really dig into it too much, into Seth and Gunther together, and Gunther holding the World Heavyweight Championship along with the Intercontinental Championship. But that would make him the World Heavyweight Intercontinental Champion, and that would give Gunther some really more prestige in his name. And I think Gunther is a really good matchup for Seth Rollins. He would be a challenging opponent for Seth Rollins, because Gunther has shown that he can beat you in so many different ways. Um, and Seth Rollins, of course, he's all heart, he's all grit. He fights with his determination, um, and his stamina and his perseverance. That's what he uses to fight his opponents. Um, he's really been putting in the work as a champion and doing what he needs to do. And of course, he needs this break. Seth Rollins needs this break, of course. He needs this break to recover from his torn MCL, so he can take the time off, definitely recover. That leaves Damian Priest. That doesn't leave Damian Priest with the opportunity to cash in because he can't cash in right now. Of course, Seth Rollins is vulnerable right now. If Seth Rollins goes into the Royal Rumble, he is the target. You and I know that he will be the target for Damian Priest coming in and cashing in on him to win the World Heavyweight Championship. And of course, if that happens, that means that Damian Priest is going to, and the Judgment Day are going to be getting all the gold. And that's a whole other thing. It's going to be causing friction within the Judgment Day, possibly, or uniting them together. So there's a lot of there's a lot of moving parts here. But I would say I would definitely love to see a Gunther Seth Rollins match.
Yeah, and it shows how Gunther is really, really a huge heel. He said that, oh, if we do face each other, I'm gonna target your knee, I'm gonna target your back. Everyone's going to be going after Seth Rollins' back and knee, so it's crazy. And speaking of Damon Priest, I don't understand this guy. This guy just probably has a brain of a tiny peanut. Like, holy shit. Why would you declare yourself in a Royal Rumble the fact that you have a briefcase that you can cash in at any time? Like, this guy is in the Royal Rumble. Damon Priest has the briefcase, and yet he still declared himself in a Royal Rumble. Like, why would you want to be in a Royal Rumble? You already have a briefcase, but he's probably going to be like, oh, so many times I failed to cash in. Maybe winning the Royal Rumble is easy, but I'm telling you, Damon Priest is not winning the Royal Rumble. um,
Yeah, he should just do it the smart way, not enter the Royal Rumble. And then if Seth Rollins wins the Royal Rumble, then he can cash in on Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins is not. Seth Rollins is not in the Royal Rumble. Seth Rollins is taking Royal Rumble off.
Right. So if he should cash in on someone who is, but he can buy this time. He doesn't have to declare himself the Royal Rumble.
To make you feel better, Damien Priest can try to cash in on the Logan Paul.
Yes, it would. It would make me feel better. But at the same time, Logan Paul is an ally of the Judgment Day, so it really wouldn't make sense for him to cash in on them.
I don't think Damien Priest have any intentions to cash in on Roman, because people are saying like Roman's just gonna hold on to the title until WrestleMania. But I feel like maybe once CM Punk is still my favorite to win the Royal Rumble. CM Punk is probably gonna win, and like, what if Damien Priest cashes in on CM Punk? All right, but moving on. We got the first match of the Raw. We got New Day, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods versus Imperium. You all know the history and the rivalry that these two teams have been going through. And once again, this match didn't have a decisive winner. Obviously, people probably are sick of seeing no winners in these feud. And yeah, they just hate that. These two teams hate that much these two teams hate each other that much that they just started brawling, and they just don't give two fucks about the match. So the match goes to a double countout, which ends with New Day spearing Imperium through the table to the floors. So pretty much their match ends in a double countout. They just started brawl. It seems like New Day and Imperium is the feud of the year. I mean, they just hate each other. They don't give a crap about matches. They just want to beat the shit out of each other around the arena. So the match goes to a double countout draw, kind of like the Xavier and Ludwig Kaiser match last week or whatever, or was it Kofi? I don't remember. But what are your thoughts on this Imperium and New Day feud going out of control when they just must hate each other?
It's this is a war. They're fighting a war. Only one side can win. Either it be Imperium or it's the New Day. Um, so the Imperium is fighting the battles on they're fighting, they're fighting to maintain the status quo. Um, they want to be the number one. The New Day, they've been around for a while. They're they're a pretty legendary group. They've had many tag team championships. Um, it's just another day. I'm gonna say it's like another day in the office where these guys are just they have draws against each other. They're tied up against each other, and something has to be done to break the ice, and so that one team can be the clear victor here. Because right now, with this war going on between these two groups, you know, one side has to win a very decisive victory so that the other can move on. So that's the way I'm looking at it.
All right. Moving on to the next match. I'm skipping the backstage segment, so we're doing that so we can make it shorter. Um, but moving on to the next match, we got Ivy Nile. If you guys don't know who Ivy Nile, I mean, at this point, if you watch Raw, you should know who Ivy Nile is. She's one half of the Creed brothers. She always with the Creed brothers, and she's going one on one with Valhalla, who is one half of the Viking Raiders. She's that creepy. Well, her real name is Sarah Logan. She's that creepy lady. Apparently, after last week, Ivy Nile stepped up to Valhalla, and I honestly thought this was a great match, despite being the match pretty short. Went back and forth. Valhalla just she's a hard hitting she's like a mini size bruiser wrestler in my opinion because she hits hard like holy moly. Big headbutts all around. But Ivy Nile was able to get a huge win. Ivy Nile has potential, and I might say that, oh, she could challenge Rhea Ripley, but the fact that she got absolutely demolished by her one time in a championship match, but Ivy Nile was able to hit an avalanche bulldog on Valhalla, and that's it. 1, 2, 3, Nile. Ivy Nile picks up a big win over Valhalla. Ivy Nile defeats Valhalla by pitfall. Big win. So, what are your thoughts on this match?
This is Ivy Nile really just reestablishing herself as a runner up again to face Rhea Ripley. Um, Rhea Ripley has a lot of opponents that are coming after her, and so she's always ready to take on the next challenger. And I don't understand how Ivy Nile lost to Rhea Ripley in the last match. It doesn't make sense. She should be a dangerous opponent for Rhea. However, Rhea is more experienced, and so she used that experience against Ivy Nile. So Ivy is definitely learning how to become more experienced and use that in the ring, so she can get back into challenging Rhea again. So I'd like to see her compete for the championship.
Yeah, and if you guys haven't been around, if you all know, Valhalla is actually Sarah Logan. Sarah Logan's been around quite a while. Before she didn't have this Viking Raider gimmick, but she used to be just plain Sarah Logan. She just needs to bring back the plain Sarah Logan. This Valhalla seems intimidating, but I just don't like the character. I just feel like she should just go back to regular Sarah Logan. Plus, Sarah Logan is the wife of Sarah Logan is actually the wife of one of the Viking Raiders, actually, which I did not know. I actually learned that a couple before, so it's interesting. But I think just a regular Sarah Logan should be fine. But I mean, plus the Viking Raiders, I think they are healed for a really long time, so it's due for them to become baby faces. I'm not even sure. But moving on, not wasting time, we go to our second segment of the evening in the Raw. We got Nia Jax. I know, boo, you, I know. We got Nia Jax, and she said that the first time she faced Rhea Ripley, Rhea Ripley got squashed. And basically, the first time she went one on one with Becky Lynch, she squashed her. And she basically said that Rhea Ripley doesn't want to face her because she knows that she can't beat her. Nia Jax talking shit. And obviously, Nia Jax is the heavy favorite in the Royal Rumble, but I just feel like if she's not going to win, I feel like the superstars are just going to gang up on her and just eliminate her, but we have to see what happens. And she gets interrupted by Becky Lynch and tells Nia Jax to shut up and basically says that Nia Jax has a target in the Royal Rumble. No one in the back likes her, and says that she's gonna enjoy winning the Royal Rumble and watching Nia lose more. And what you know, Bayley is on Monday Night Raw. Bayley, obviously, I think she came to Raw looking for Rhea Ripley. Bayley's called out Rhea Ripley, saying that when she wins the Royal Rumble, she's gonna challenge Rhea Ripley. So it seems like Rhea Ripley has some challenges on her back. First Becky, now Bayley. So we have to see what happens. And basically, Bayley said that they both are going to lose, and what you know, she cheap shot some Becky. Nia Jax attacks her. Becky Lynch was able to hit the manhandle slam on Bayley, and then Nia Jax showing how much power she has, pretending that she's eliminating Becky Lynch over the top rope, and basically she hits a leg drop on Bayley, squashing Bayley, where referees comes out. Becky Lynch gets embarrassed. Nia Jax is like, "What's up?" Standing tall, and then they said that it looks like Nia Jax is the heavy favorite, so we have to see what happens. So what are your thoughts in this segment between Becky, Bayley, and Nia?
So Becky, Bayley, and Nia. So here's what I think, right? Bayley could win the Royal Rumble and become the next World Heavyweight Championship. So, challenger, sorry. So if Bayley wins, that means Rhea has to face Damage Control. And Damage Control, like you've been saying, Damage Control is dangerous. And it's that Rhea's outnumbered. Rhea's only one person. Rhea doesn't have anyone to back her up. So Rhea will be in major. Well, of course, she has Bianca Belair, but we don't know if Bianca Belair will actually help out Rhea. But basically, if Damage Control wins, we're not going to see that WrestleMania match, because then Damage Control is going to steal the thunder of Rhea Ripley, and that's going to be interesting dynamic right there, because you got five women gang up on one woman right there, plus five women plus Becky and Nia Jax. Nia Jax is going to try to fight it off, but Nia Jax can't fight off five women by herself. Neither can Becky Lynch. So man, I mean, that's going to be interesting right there with Becky Lynch. Maybe we might see her win, go to WrestleMania, her versus
Rhea Ripley.
Rhea. I really like it with Bayley and Rhea, because I think that's a more interesting matchup than Becky and Rhea, because I think Damage Control versus Rhea is sort of a more interesting dynamic. Even they're both type of a heel group, but Damage Control is definitely the more interesting and more hated heel group than because they're an all girl group versus the Judgment Day, and Rhea like sort of the underground, the backstage leader of this thing. Um, so it's sort of interesting. Nia Jax. I don't really see. I don't get the point of her. Why is she involved in this? I get the fact. Yeah, she's. I mean, her
She just
versus
wants the
her
World Heavyweight
versus
Championship.
yeah, her versus Rhea would be another interesting matchup because I would like to see Rhea actually beat Nia. Nia has never been beaten 1-on-1, and for her to actually see that she can be beaten 1-on-1, you know, versus somebody who's she's not as strong as her, but she's definitely more experienced. So it would be interesting to see. So like I'm looking at all those three examples.
All right, moving on to the next match, we got Dominik Mysterio versus The Miz. In the one-on-one match, this match was pretty good. Like always, Judgment Day running interference. The Miz can't catch a break with these interference. Obviously. And JD McDonough ran interference as well as Finn Balor. Um, Basically, it seems like the Miz had this match won, crossbody, Mysterio kicks out. Would you know? Basically, JD McDonough was able to hit a cheap shot on the Miz while the referee was distracted. Judgment Day with the old fucking same old interference. Dominik Mysterio hits the 619, probably the worst 619 I've ever seen. Rey Mysterio still does it better. And off the top, hits the frog splash. Dominik Mysterio gets the win thanks to the interference of Judgment Day. Why am I not surprised? Defeats the Miz by pinfall. Dominic, you need to fix your own finisher. Like that 619 was probably the worst 619 I've ever seen. But still, Dominic Mysterio defeats The Miz thanks to interference by Finn Balor and JD McDonough. So, what are your thoughts on this match?
Dominic Mysterio, go get a new finisher. Go get a new finisher, Dominic. You can't pull your dad's finisher and use it as your own. You can't, man. How does it make any sense? You need a new finisher. Go get a new finisher because your finisher is the most laziest, slowest, easiest counter. It's easiest finisher to counter in the world. The way you throw your finisher, you throw your legs. It's so easy to catch. No wonder everybody can counter it because you just when you're about to swing your hips and kick somebody in the face, it's easy to catch. So you need a new finisher, man. Go get a new finisher. I bet there's tons of moves you can use, but stop using the 619. It's just lazy. It looks dumb. Just get a new finisher. That's all you need to do. Learn a new move. It expands your repertoire. Logan Paul, I'll admit this. Logan Paul has more moves, has more moves than you, and he can beat you in so many different ways. Obviously, that's what you need to do too, Dominic Mysterio. So go ahead and do that. All
All
right,
right.
that's all I got to say about that.
All right, moving on to the next match. We got Chad Gable, one half of Alpha Academy, going one-on-one with Ivar, one half the Viking Raiders. And obviously, Chad Gable didn't like how Ivar attacked Tozawa last week with Maxine Tabrim, so he stepped up to Ivar with a one-on-one match, which this was a great match, honestly. It was great, obviously Chad Gable, Ivar is huge, and it's like, man, this is a tough test for Chad Gable. But it was great while it lasted, this match, until another interference by the Viking Raiders. This time it's Valhalla running interference, making interference on Chad Gable, and Ivar was able to. Chad Gable put up a huge fight. Respect to win. Chad Gable made. I think he hit this really, really nice move on Ivar on top of the top rope. I can't remember, but because of the interference by Valhalla, Ivar was able to hit his backflip doomsault on Chad Gable to get the win. Ivar defeats Chad Gable thanks to the interference by Valhalla. I mean, oh my god, so many interferences in these matches. Like, stop, why? So Ivar defeats Chad Gable by pinfall. What are your thoughts on this match?
I like the fact that the Viking Raiders are still feuding with with Alpha Academy. I like this because they're able to push Alpha Academy forward. At the same time, they're showing that they're really um, they're really good at doing what they do, which is being a heel group. I'd like to see the Viking Raiders develop more because I really see them as a next future group as potential tag team champions. Because even though they're missing one, they're actually really dangerous as a group. Because they're both nimble. They're really quick on their feet. They're really fast. They're really quick, and they know how to take you down. So that's what I like about them as a group. And it's unfortunate that Chad Gable lost his interference, and obviously he needs to have he needs help out there while he's doing his master. So these interferences won't happen.
All right, moving on. We got CM Punk and Cody Rhodes delivering a promo, probably promo of the year. I love to see CM Punk and Cody Rhodes going at it. It seems like they have tremendous respect for each other. It just seems like every time someone has a conversation with Cody Rhodes, they got to bring up Dusty Rhodes. They have to like talk about Cody Rhodes' father and stuff like that. So it's sad that people have to do that all the time. But these two guys had a nice promo. It seemed like they had the respect, but CM Punk said that in the Royal Rumble, there's no, you know, making friends and stuff like that, and said that, I'm gonna finish the story before you do. And we know they got intense. They had an intense promo where they got in each other's faces at one point, and that's just that crazy, mind-blowing segment between CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. And because of video time wise, I'm not gonna talk too much of it, but yeah, I think it's promo of the year. What are your thoughts on this segment between CM Punk and Cody Rhodes?
I think it's a really good promo. Both those guys cut their best, and they delivered. Cody is really good on the mic. CM Punk's really good on the mic, and so it's really nice to see both these guys going at it. Excuse me. It's gonna be really awesome to see how far they go. Um, if CM Punk is gonna do what he's gonna do, and I'd like to see what CM Punk is doing on Raw, and seeing how he's making amends for his past failures. And Cody mentioned something to CM Punk that he's not focused on the past. He's not focused on the future. Well, he's focused on the future, right? So he's intending to move forward with every step that he goes, and that's kind of where CM Punk. I think what CM Punk should be doing. CM Punk, yeah, he talks about his past and how successful he was, but at the same time, we should be looking at improving himself every day and focusing on the future. So he needs to focus on what he wants to accomplish in the future and work on it.
Yeah, and I just gotta say this. Imagine if those two are the final two in the Royal Rumble. Like, imagine if those are the two last man standing in the Royal Rumble. CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes. That's gonna be great if they were the final two. Um, but moving on to the next match, we got Shayna Baszler and Zoey Stark teaming up against Candice LeRae and Indy Hardway. Indy Hardwell. Great match. Obviously, I kind of knew he was. I kind of knew who was gonna win in this match. It wasn't even close. I mean, it went back and forth. Um, So basically, I just thought that maybe, it was pretty close, but I kind of knew who was gonna win. I talked about Shayna Baszler and Zoey Stark. They completely dominated. Shayna Baszler and Zoey Stark. They're just like a dangerous team. They were able to get a win with the Z360 from Stark and Candice LeRae with the easy win. I'm telling you, Shayna Baszler and Zoey Stark are for real. But Cannon Chance and Kayden Carter are the tag team champions. They're going to defend next week against the Kabuchi Warriors next week. So I'm telling you, Damage Control might beat them. And I'm just saying, Shayna Baszler and Zoey Stark might be next in line once the Kabuchi Warriors are tag team champions. I don't know. Maybe that's the time Bayley costs the Damage Control the tag team titles. Maybe we'll see Chance and Carter retain because Bayley fucked up and something like that. And we might see Damage Control turn on Bayley as early as we thought we would. But that might happen next Friday. Next Friday might be the Friday that Bayley gets turned on. I can see maybe Bayley fucking up and costing Asuka and Carly saying the titles. Maybe we have to see what happens. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see. So, what are your thoughts on Shayna Baszler and Zoey Stark picking up the win over Zoey Stark? Over Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell?
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Even though Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler are picking up the win, if Chance and Carter retain against the Kabuki Warriors, they have to face. They will be faced by Zoe and by Shayna. However, these two have shown that they have some really interesting chemistry. Right? They're good. They're really good at what they do as tag team champions, and they're also pretty dangerous because of their teamwork.
Yeah,
So
I said this before. Sorry to interrupt, but I said this before. Right after Zoey Stark part ways with Trish Stratus, after that payback, when Zoey Stark was allowing herself with Trish Stratus. I said this before. After seeing them together, I even called it. I said Zoey Stark and Shayna Baszler, they need to be a tag team. And what you know, look what they're doing as a tag team right now. And I called it. I said these two needs to be a tag team someday. After teaming up together for the first time, I'm like, these two guys need to win the tag team titles. And look at where they are now.
yeah, yeah, you were right about it. You were right about that calling out that they were going to be a tag team. However, we've seen how good Chance and Carter are. Um, I don't know. I think this could it will probably be the first challenge for them because them beating Chelsea Green and Pimpin Evans was, it wasn't it was a little challenging for them, but they were able to get over it. But if they figure out how to beat Shayna and Zoe, because both of them are strikers, it's going to be a challenge for them. So
Yeah.
that go ahead.
All right. So moving on to the main event match, we got Damien Priest versus Drew McIntyre. Great match. It seems like Damien Priest took over this match a lot of times. Broken arrow into the announce table. Drew McIntyre looked like he was out until R-Truth interrupted. R-Truth just can't. Just with these interference, man. Like, R-Truth giving Damien Priest the cut with a lot of money. I mean, I wish R-Truth gave me money, but it seems like Damien Priest didn't like R-Truth. R-Truth showed up, and then Damien Priest got a hug from him, and then Damien Priest pushed R-Truth in the ground and said that, I'm going to put it in your briefcase. What's the password? Hilarious. And then it seems like Damien Priest took over. Drew McIntyre was about to give Damien Priest the Claymore until R-Truth once again went on the top rope and asked Damien Priest, how'd you get into the briefcase? And Drew was like, what the hell is this guy doing? And then punches R-Truth in the face. And because of the distraction, Damien Priest was able to hit the South of Heaven, but R-Truth got the referee distracted. Referee was trying to get R-Truth out of the ring, so it gets kind of distracted back and forth. So it was hilarious. And then there was all this money that just popped out after Drew McIntyre punched R-Truth in the face. Like money just flew out. Drew McIntyre just had a straight face, thinking nothing happened. You just see money all over the floor. And then because R-Truth got distracted, Damon Priest confronted Truth to get the fuck out of here. Turning back to Drew McIntyre was able to hit Damon Priest with the Claymore, and I'm like, oh boy, R-Truth's done fucked up. Drew McIntyre hits Damon Priest with the Claymore to get the win, and I'm like, damn, that's gonna cost R-Truth in his Judgment Day member. That will suck. So Drew McIntyre defeats Damon Priest. I would say thanks to another interference. There's so many interference in these matches. So what are your thoughts on Drew McIntyre getting the win over Damon Priest?
Why would Damien Priest face off against Drew McIntyre? I don't think this doesn't make sense to me. Are they on the same team?
No, they're not. The reason why Drew McIntyre teamed up with them in War Games because they're going after Jey Uso. And then because of that, because Damon Priest, if you think about it, 2 out of the 3 times Drew McIntyre did not let Damon Priest cash in the Money in the Bank contract. That's why these two are having this match.
Okay. So, but I don't know. Our Truth with his antics and getting involved is, I don't know, what is he doing? Is he trying to win?
He wants to be in the Judgment Day.
Is he trying to woo him out of the Judgment Day with this money? What is the point of this? I think that's what he's trying to do.
Apparently, the money he gives to the Judgment member is the cut where he sells the Judgment Day shirts in the parking lot. Like,
yeah, this doesn't make sense, man. Like, what are you doing? Are you trying to buy the Judgment Day? This guy's trying to buy the Judgment Day.
No, he's selling. So what it is, he's selling Judgment Day shirts to like the people, and then the money they give him back is their cut. So like whatever the money he gives them is the money that the customers give him for the shirts. I don't know.
I don't know either. It just doesn't make sense to me why.
But annoying as hell, he's funny though. R-Truth is funny though. I like him.
Yeah, he's just unpredictable. He's unpredictable character. 1 minute he's with the Miz, the next minute he's not with the Miz. It's just ridiculous how
he might as well just be. He's probably just going to be the mascot role at this point for Judgment Day.
Oh boy, the mascot guy, and also the.
But anyways, that will do it for this Monday Night Raw. Be sure to check out the Royal Rumble, which is coming up this Saturday. In terms of the grading of the show, so many interference, man. Like, some of these matches were so good until interference just came in. I don't understand. Because of the many interference that ruined it, I just have to give this show a low rating. I would say a C+, I believe. Yeah, a C+. C+ for me. How about you?
I'm going to give it a B. A B because of the promos that were between Cody and CM Punk, and some of the other things that happened, with Rhea, Nia, Becky, and Bayley. There's Gunther and Seth. That was good. There were some really promising matchups that were coming that may happen in the future. So it's really. We didn't really see much of Jey Uso. He's really been in the background of he hasn't really been doing much, but he's really been in the background, and it's interesting. But I'd like to know what's going on with Jey Uso. So.
Alright, so that would do it for our broadcast. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't done so, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Be sure to check out this man's YouTube channel, it's Canadian Yorker. It will be in the description of this video. And once again, just a reminder, I will be skipping the Friday Night SmackDown broadcast because I will be out of the I'll be on vacation to Jamaica. Let's go. And I'll be probably skipping. I don't know. I won't be back from vacations next Wednesday night, so probably gonna sneak in a Royal Rumble recap and a Monday Night Raw recap on the Thursday I get back. But anyways, my name is Bruin Steele. This is Canadian Yorker. Thank you guys for watching, and see you guys later. Any last second?
Nothing else. Nothing else.
All right, see you guys later.